And then very lovingly mute all of you. And we are going to sit or lay down. That's yogi's choice. Just come to breath first to get grounded and come to breath. It's always where we start. So if you like to sit up nice and tall with a long spine, go for it. And if you need to lay down or take a bridge base, have at it. It all works. This I'm going to call yoga for when you just need to move. You just need to move. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to move. You're not going to take yourselves too seriously. There are still some very fun options, of course. But first, we find our way to the earth, and then we breathe. I'm going to go join y'all on the mat. If you're seated, you're sitting up nice and tall, head over heart, heart over hips. Make it a nice, comfortable seat today. You don't need to be a perfectly aligned Sukhasana. And if you're laying down, just feel that connection of spine to earth. And without changing anything, observe your breath. Might even pause here and bring a moment's awareness to the fact that the way our bodies are designed, what each breath can do in your body is kind of amazing. We take so many of our systems for granted, but a breath is a magical thing. My mantra for this practice is simply the word curiosity. I've been trying to cultivate more curiosity, to shift myself into a space of curiosity over the last several weeks. And when you get curious with your practice, especially if you've been doing it for a long time, if you've been practicing yoga a long time, when you can bring that curiosity back, you can find new things in old spaces. Because this body you brought to the mat today has never done yoga before. This is a new being today. I'm not at all a fan of the new year, new you nonsense that gets floated about in the world. But every single day, there is a new version of you that you've brought to the mat that is richer from the experiences of the day before. So get a little curious about what this version of you can do on the mat, what feels good for this you. If you're laying down, you're going to join us in a comfortable seat, making your way up, head over heart, heart over hips, and just easy movement in the neck, whatever that means for you today. Small circles, looking up and down, turning the head right and left. What movement does your neck ask you for? We tune out of the mind a little bit so we can tune into the body a little bit better. We breathe. And we're going to sync up movement and breath. So any movement that expands, if you're looking up, that's an inhale. And if you're looking down, you're pulling in towards center, that will be your exhale breath. But really just follow the natural rhythm of what feels good for you to inhale and exhale. And once we've moved through the neck and explored what is to be explored here, we'll shift into the shoulders. Pull them up to the ears, roll them down, roll them forward. Maybe do one arm at a time. Suddenly the Bee Gees pops into my head. We're staying alive here, going in the opposite direction. But see if you can't make it really a big movement, even though the hands are staying low. And then let's move into the rib cage, big circles around. Or maybe there's small circles around today. If this is an area in your body, low back especially, where you feel, where you hold tenseness or tightness, you might be keeping things small until the blood starts to really move through this part of your body. I'm actually going to shift so that I'm not dropping my heart back in space. I'm circling around on my sits bones. Moving more into the hips, even though I'm still circling. Go in the other direction, of course. Let the knees lift as you come around. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. Fingertips come out wide to the earth. Inhale the hands up halfway. Exhale, pull the hands into the heart center. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, palms back to the earth. Inhale, lift up halfway. Palms are facing down. Use the whole exhale to squeeze the hands together. Inhale, both hands lift up. And exhale, palms float down. If you're doing the 30 days of yoga with Adrienne, we did this yesterday. I love this little flowing breath work drill. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands to the heart. Really take your time. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, palms down. We got 2 more rounds, but I'm not going to give you any words with this one. Just let your breath move you. Lift. See if you can't slow it down a tiny, tiny bit the last time through. And this time when the fingertips come to the earth, keep the right fingers down. Shift the left hand over and across. We'll start with a little easy twist. Once you've found your comfortable twist, maybe lift the chin and then tuck the chin in towards the shoulder. Move the neck a little bit and see how that changes your experience in the shape. And then we'll drop chin to chest and float to the opposite side. Same nice drill. Really grounded through the sits bones, spine is tall, and then maybe lift the chin and tuck it slightly. Notice if one side of the neck holds more tension than the other. And release it back to center. We're going to shift to the end of the mat. Knees wide, toes together, child's pose, just a few breaths right here. Really finding your way into this new shape, this new connection to earth. Inhale, look forward at the thumbs. Rise back up, find your tabletop, reset, shoulders over wrists, hips right over knees. And we'll take a couple rounds of cow and cat. So dropping the belly low, lifting the heart, exhaling chin to chest. Really pushing the earth away. Fingerprints are gripping into the ground. And after you've moved through 2 or 3 times and explored, maybe you pause and say, oh, can I lift the hip creases a little bit higher? Can I pull the belly up a little bit more? And then maybe you give yourself permission to go off the rails here and circle through the hip, circle through the rib cage. Maybe you need to pick up a wrist and circle, switch. This is a great opportunity to be curious about what movements feel welcoming into the body, welcomed into the body, which movements feel a little strained. And then we'll come into the center, back into our nice neutral tabletop. Inhale, reach the right hand up to the sky, big twist. And slide the right hand behind the left, bringing the right ear and right shoulder down. A little wake-up call here, thread the needle. We're not staying a long time, so I'm keeping my left hand right where it is. Breathe into that right lung, right shoulder, right side body. And then press back into that left palm, rise back up, reset, tabletop. One cow pose, one cat pose. Reset to center. If you haven't set your intention for practice today, and curiosity is not going to be it for you, find your word, find what moves you. And breathe that in as we slide the right hand up to the sky. And exhale, sliding it behind the right. Left ear, left shoulder coming down. Thread the needle. And we'll rise back up all the way. Tucking the toes under, making sure we're nice and centered up here. Pull the muscles of the front body up towards the sky. So the shoulder blades come really wide. The knees are going to come up off the earth and slide straight up and back. Downward facing dog, pedal it out. Take your little dog for a walk here. Whatever that means in your body today. Still finding the strength through the front body muscles to keep the hips lifted. It's not just your core. It's really all the muscles of the front body are engaging to keep the whole back body lifted here and allowing for the heart to melt towards thighs. Walk the feet a little bit wider than the hips, a wider base in your downward facing dog, and rock the hips a little bit side to side. And as we rock, we're going to slide the hands back until we come to a slightly wide-footed forward fold at the back of the mat. Forward fold, let it go. Unless your shirt is trying to swallow you, in which case you might need to shift for a second to give yourself some space. Okay. Turn the palms to face up. Even if your hands don't reach the ground here, turn them up and wiggle through the fingers. Open and close. Excuse me. And maybe we sway a little side to side. Bring the feet right in underneath the hip points. Softening through both legs. Bring your right hand down to the earth, or grab a block if you need to bring the earth up. Put the right hand down, and we're going to straighten the left leg as we reach the left hand up. And a nice big twist, getting a little leg through that left leg. Wiggle the fingers. Slowly float them down, bending through both knees. We'll switch sides. Left hand plants, right leg straightens as we lift that right hand up to the sky. Wiggle your fingers. Float it back down. Opposite hand, opposite elbow, ragdoll. Bringing the hands back to the earth, walk it forward back to your downward facing dog. Take your time. Feel each hand roll through and connect to the earth. Lift the hips up high. Pedal the feet out one more time. And then we'll settle into our down dog. One deep breath in, long breath out. And the right foot's going to lift up high to the sky. Circle that ankle around, keeping the top part of the body right as it was in down dog. The only thing we've shifted is the lift. So try not to shift into the left hand or extra weight on the left side body. Both hands nice and even. And you can bring this foot nice and low if that makes this an easier shape for you. You don't have to reach for the sky. Circle through the knee here, swing the foot around, play just a little bit. Find a little exploration here. And then we're going to step the right foot up between the thumbs. Take your time. It doesn't have to go all the way to the top in one fell swoop. We're in our nice runner's lunge here. Lift the hips, straighten the front leg. Very long pyramid pose. Exhale, come forward back to your runner's lunge. Inhale, lift the hips, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, runner's lunge. One more time. Inhale, lift. Very long pyramid pose. Exhale, back into your runner's lunge. And then we'll pivot the left heel in, turning those toes about to the top corner of the mat. Lift your hands. Look, mom, no hands. And sweep the hands up and back for warrior one. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, deepen your lunge. Keeping that back foot, pinky toe press down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lunge and hold. Here I give you the option of lifting the back heel, pivoting those toes forward, and taking high lunge instead, if this is a more comfortable shape in your body. I'm really liking the length of warrior one today, so I'll stay. Reach both hands up, wiggle the fingers, rain them all the way down. Plant the hands, right foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Release the right foot back down. Rock the hips side to side. Pedal out the feet. Inhale, the left foot comes up. Wiggle the ankle, circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Maybe play with that shift in the knee, keeping your balance even in both hands. And then step that left foot up between the thumbs, nice and light. Runner's lunge, drop those hips down. Exhale, slide the hips back. Very long pyramid, you can keep this back heel lifted. Inhale forward, runner's lunge, hips low. Exhale, slide back, pyramid. Runner's lunge. And pyramid pose. Runner's lunge and hold. Turn the right heel in. So warrior one, base on this side. Find that balance, really pressing into the ball joints of the left foot as well as the heel. Get solid in your foundation. Press through those feet. Rise up. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Both hips are neutral, whatever neutral is in your body. That might be slightly opened up, and that's okay. Find your neutral. You don't want to overly torque the back knee. Exhale, lunge into warrior one. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lunge, and pause for a breath. And wiggle the fingers. Rain them all the way down to the earth. Step it back, left foot up in the sky, three-legged dog. Both feet come down. Knees come to the earth. Take your time. You can do a whole 10 count here if you like. But really feel the whole experience. If you're about to crash, just try to sit down gently. Knees all the way together, heart to thigh. Swipe the palms back, turn them up next to your feet. Child's pose. We pause for a second here. Inhale, look forward. Reach those hands back out, slide up, reset tabletop. One breath here, cow pose, low belly. Exhale to cat. Fingerprints still gripping, don't dump weight into the center of the palm of the wrist. Inhale, nice and neutral, tuck the toes, lift the knees, feel that engagement in the front body first, and then slide up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot lifts up to the sky. Step the right foot up and through. Pivot the left heel in. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Lift and straighten through the front leg. Exhale, find that nice deep warrior one. Lift the back heel, pivot open, warrior two. And I need to heel toe my back foot away to get a little deeper into my warrior two. Reach up and back, reverse the warrior and warrior two. Reach up and back, reverse. The front leg doesn't change. Right elbow to thigh, left arm up and over, side angle. Reach it up and back, reverse the warrior. To side angle, elbow to thigh. Reach it up and back. Elbow to thigh. And then the left hand's gonna come to the earth. Left heel's gonna pivot. Right hand's gonna reach up to the sky. You can put the left knee down on the ground here for this twist, if that feels better in your body. Right hand comes all the way down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Option to come into plank and take your vinyasa, or hold your downward facing dog, or go straight to child's pose. From downward facing dog, everyone returns the knees to the earth. Take your time, nice and slow. Maybe this time you choose wide knees, maybe light the knees together. Whichever variation suits you, pause in child's pose. It's just a couple of breaths. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, shift your gaze forward, rise back up, tabletop, reset the knees. Tuck the toes, front muscles lift, hover the knees, pause here for a moment, and then push up and back, downward facing dog. Left foot comes up high in the sky, or low to the ground. And we step the left foot up between the thumbs. Right foot pivots in, find your firm foundation, press up to the sky, highland or warrior one. Straighten through the front leg, exhale into your lunge. Lift the back heel, pivot open, warrior two. Up and back, reverse warrior to warrior two. Reverse the warrior to side angle, elbow to thigh. Inhale back, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. One more, inhale, float back. Exhale, side angle. Bring the right hand down to the earth. Pivot that right foot. Lift the left hand up to the sky. Big twist. Left hand comes down. Left foot lifts up, three-legged dog. And then downward facing dog, or float it into plank and take your vinyasa, or go straight to child's pose. And we will all eventually lower those knees, really taking our time. Exhale back, child's pose, 2 breaths. Inhale, rising back up, resetting tabletop. Find your intention word here. Tuck the toes, hover the knees, hold it here. Press it up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up. Exhale, step up between the thumbs. Pivot the back heel in, rise up, warrior one. Inhale, lift the back heel, high lunge. Pivot open, warrior two. Reverse the warrior to side angle, elbow to thigh. Reverse the warrior, straighten through the front leg. We're reaching forward and down, triangle pose. Maybe instead of looking down at your foot, you look straight. Or maybe get really brave and look up. Lunge through the front knee, left hand comes down, right hand comes up, high. Big twist. I guess it's a high lunge twist. Right hand comes down, right foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Option to roll into scorpion here, opening the hips. And release the right foot back down. Option to stay in down dog. Option to float through your vinyasa. We'll meet here in downward facing dog. Left foot lifts up high to the sky and steps up between the thumbs. Turn the right heel in, rise up, warrior one. Lift the back heel, exhale, high lunge. Inhale, pivot open, exhale, warrior two. Reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, elbow to thigh, side angle. Reach it up and back. And straighten through the front leg. Forward and down, triangle pose. Great place to use blocks here. Can you find length through both sides of the rib cage? And keep the left shoulder away from the left ear. Don't crunch down here. Bend that front knee. Right hand comes to the earth. Left hand up to the sky. Let that right foot pivot around. Big twist. Left hand comes to the earth. Left foot to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, float that foot back to the earth. Inhale, roll it out to plank. Knees down or knees up, either way will work. We're going to rock the hips side to side. So you can pivot. It can be small. You can do this with the knees down. Rock the hips side to side, holding that nice line of plank energy. It's not really going all the way to a side plank, but it is working into the obliques. And then gently bring the knees to the earth and find the child's pose of your choice. One more breath here. Reset. Renew that curiosity. And rise back up, all fours. Touch the toes. Muscles of the front body engage. Lift and hold, or go straight to your downward facing dog. This can be a lot in the wrists or the shoulders as well. So if it's too much in your body, go to down dog. If you can hold it, really engage. Pull the glutes in tight, pull the core in tight, and then slide up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up to the sky. Exhale, step it up and through. Pivot the left heel. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Inhale, lift the back heel. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, lift and pivot open. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse the warrior to side angle, right elbow down. Reverse the warrior, straighten the front leg, triangle pose. Bend the front knee, reverse the warrior. Exhale back to high lunge here. Wobbly transition. Stay in high lunge or take a diagonal lunge where you really you really drop weight into this front heel and you angle like you're a ski jumper. Palms are reaching back, shoulders away from ears. And then place the left hand down and reach the right hand up. Big twist. The right knee is going to slide out, so you can't squeeze it in towards the midline. Right hand all the way down, right foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Option here to float into a three-legged plank. And then down dog, or take your vinyasa. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Left foot reaches up high to the sky. And the left foot steps up and through. Pivot the back heel. Rise up, warrior one. Lift the back heel. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, lift and pivot open, warrior two. Reverse the warrior, lift it up. Elbow to thigh, side angle. Reverse the warrior. Straighten the front leg, forward and down, triangle pose. Bend the front knee, reach it up and back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, high lunge. Pivot that back heel around. Stay here in high lunge or shift that weight forward into diagonal lunge. So crown of the head to the back heel is making a long, long line. Right hand to the earth, left hand up to the sky. Squeeze that left knee in. Left hand comes down, left foot lifts up, three-legged dog. And then down dog or float into a three-legged plank. Reach it forward, maybe take your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. We're going to reverse the hover, so the knees are coming down. Do your version here. And then press it down, facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, reverse the hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reverse the hover. And set the knees down. Slide it back, downward facing dog. Oh, child's pose. Child's pose, not down dog. All right, we're going to add on. We got one more little shape we're going to play with, and then flow time is done. So take a few deep breaths. Get your heart in the right space. Maybe you want to grab a quick sip of water here. One more breath, child's pose. And then inhale, look forward, rise back up, reach that tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Right foot lifts up high to the sky. Step it all the way up, runner's lunge. Pivot the heel, rise up, warrior one. Inhale, lift the back heel. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale and reverse. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle. Bend the front knee, reverse the warrior. Exhale, high lunge, pivot that back foot. Stay in high lunge or take your diagonal lunge, or from your diagonal lunge, float into your warrior three. It's okay if it's a challenge. Set that left foot down. Reach the left hand down to the earth. Reach the right hand up to the sky. Squeeze that right knee in. Right hand down. Right foot lifts, three-legged dog. Option to float into your vinyasa. Option to hold your down dog. And try your vinyasa with three legs if you like. We meet in downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up. Exhale the left foot up between the thumbs. Pivot the right heel in. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Inhale, lift the back heel. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, pivot open. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, triangle, straighten the front leg. Bend the knee, inhale, reverse. Exhale, high lunge, pivot around. Stay in high lunge or take your diagonal lunge or float that back foot up. Warrior three, making sure that the heart stays lifted and the shoulders are back. It's a proud chest. Set the right foot down, lift the hands. And right hand comes to the earth. Left hand comes up to the sky. Left hand down, left foot lifts, three-legged dog. And then set the left foot down, down dog. Just hold it here. Pedal it out, rock the hips. Walk the feet out really wide. Pinkies to the edge of the mat. Soften the knees, walk the hands back. We've got a wide-legged fold here. Or a half-wide fold. Nod the head, yes. Shake it out, no. Inhale, fingertips to shins. Lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Heel toe the feet in, just one step. This time, you can put fingertips on shins, or you can reach those hands back for those airplane arms. It's a little more challenging half fold. Exhale, fold down. Heel toe the feet in one more time. Halfway lift, palms to shins. Or airplane arms. Exhale and fold. Drop the hips down. Folded chair, basically. I've lifted my hands here. I've got all my weight sitting into my heels. My toenails are light. My glutes are turned on. My upper body's actually resting on my thighs. I'm going to sink the hips a little lower. Maybe fingertips come to the earth. And a little lower. Lift the heels if you need to. Oh, hips come all the way down. Release hips to the earth. And I have to shift forward. Little bitty core drill here. You can bring the hands forward. You can put them in hamstrings first, right, for support. Or you can reach both hands forward. Or you can reach both hands up. And then round the spine. And one vertebra at a time, literally thinking 1 inch. Drop down just a little bit. Drop down just a little bit. Drop down just a little bit. Pause. Option here to switch the feet now to bound angle. Take another inch. Take another inch. Take another inch. Switch the feet back, bridge. Drop an inch, drop an inch, drop an inch, bound angle. Drop an inch, and an inch, then we're all the way down. Whoo, that was fun. Rock the knees a little bit, soften up the hips. You'll notice that if you took that bound angle option here, that your feet are probably very far away from your torso once you get all the way down. And that's perfectly fine. Explore what this different version of bound angle feels like. It's not the same as when the heels get drawn all the way into the body. Maybe this feels better on your body. Maybe this is an easier version. But we'll pause here in this big, long, wide, open, reclined bound angle. A couple of easy breaths. Allowing the hips to unwind. Okay, guys, we worked so hard on that one that I steamed up my glasses. One more breath in. Long sigh out. Press the feet together, squeeze the knees back up, walk the feet wide, knees come in. Nice little teepee pose here, a tent pose. One more breath right here. And then we'll walk the feet in about hip width. Maybe you want to keep this distance. Maybe you need to walk feet closer. We're going to windshield wiper, but I want them to be slow motion. Only tilt the knees for as long as you have breath to exhale. When you run out of breath, stop. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, go the other way. Really slow down. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. Inhale, center. And exhale. Really take your time. You're going to go through a few more rounds with your breath. See if you can slow down a little more with each round. And the next time the knees come to the right, just let them hang out here for a second. And maybe you cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh and just drop a little deeper into your twist. Maybe you want to reach the hands out for a little more stability. I'm really liking, I've got a hand on my rib cage and a hand on my belly, really deeply connecting into breath. We'll release the right foot. Inhale slowly up to center. Exhale gently over to the left. And maybe the left ankle crosses on top of that right thigh, just deepening down into that internal rotation of the twist. Release the left foot, rising all the way back up. Walk the feet in a little bit more. Nice bridge base. Lift the right foot up. Flex, point, circle the ankle. And cross the ankle over the thigh. Maybe we stay grounded here. Maybe this stretches where you want to be. And please remember, when the nuclear bomb was invented, really, in New York, Oppenheim, who was one of the scientists working on it, made this very famous statement. He said, just because we can doesn't mean we should. Just because we figured out how to do this doesn't mean we should keep going forward. Just because you can take a deeper variation of this shape doesn't mean you need to today. There's nothing wrong with taking this variation. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. If this feels really right in your body. If you want to get deeper, nothing wrong with that either. Draw both knees in, and maybe today you even lift that left foot up to the sky. Add a little hamstring stretching. Feel free to start with a little rock side to side. And then eventually, see if you can't pause here and give yourself permission to be still in this shape. And breathe into where you're finding sensation. And if the left foot's lifted, float it back down. Just hold here for a second with knees into chest. If you're still grounded, then you just stay right as you are and breathe. And then we can release and uncoil. Pause in bridge base. Observe the two hips. Do you notice that there's a difference between the one that was just lengthened and the one that was strengthening? And when you're ready, left foot comes up to the sky, circle, point and flex. Wiggle your toes. Sparkling toes, there's magic in that. The left ankle comes across the right knee. Everybody pause in this base here. And then take a variation that feels good. Holding here, drawing knees in, maybe lifting right foot up to the sky. Maybe again, a little soft movement, rock it a little side to side, a little massage in the back. And then find that beautiful stillness where you're simply in this shape. And if the right foot's lifted, float it back down. Hold the knees in for another breath. And then gently release and uncross. And we will take the right knee in the right hand and the left knee in the left hand. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. And then pause in the center. One breath. One breath with no wiggles. You can do it. And then we're going to float the feet up towards the sky. If you have a block or a blanket and you want to slide that underneath the sacral bone first, just to give that little extra lift, you're welcome to, but it's not necessary. Just got both feet lifted here. A block under the hips for me creates lovely length in my low back. It's very spacious feeling. So I always take this one. It's an option. But you don't have to. Spread the feet out a little bit, about hip width, and sparkle all 10 toes. Bringing all of that attention, all of that beautiful mental awareness to your toes. Do they all feel okay? How are they doing? Maybe you shift big toe away and big toe in. It's called hitchhiker's toes. Just working those muscles and tendons. And then circle through the ankles. If you do not have a block, or even if you do, and you want to take a shoulder stand, now is a great time to bring the hands to the low back. Really press those hips up high. This does not need to be part of your practice, but if it is, this is a lovely place to add it in, right? You are more than welcome to take supported shoulder stand with your prop. Just warning, if there's a prop under you when you come back down, do it very carefully. If you are grounded through the hips or hips are on the block, you might start playing with hands on the outsides of the thighs, letting the feet open away from the body. You can also take this version in a full shoulder stand. It's just a little more challenging. And then we're going to come back up, and I want you to turn your toes towards each other as they rise back in. And when they touch, bring the heels in, feet are back up straight. Turn the toes out, take the legs, and they can stop right here. You don't need to go to your fullest depth. The hands are here for support. And we'll turn the toes towards each other. Ooh, feel that lovely bit of work. Rotate back up and in. And then everybody draw the knees in towards the chest. One more breath. And then see if you can't bring both feet to the earth at the same time. Core work, baby. If you've got a prop, slide it out from under the hips. All the way down, pause, bridge base. And we observe. One breath here. And we're going to draw the right knee into the chest. I like to interlace my fingers on that shin bone. Left leg is going to go long. Rest that left heel down on the mat. Draw the right knee in, just as like you're trying to touch it to your face. Really, really, really squeeze that right knee up and in. It might shift to the side of the mat. Your right knee might be moving towards the right side of your mat. No problem. Doesn't need to come straight up the middle. Find a way to draw this knee in that works with the right hip joint. Do flex the left toes and press the left heel away. So if there was a rubber band here, it would be at your right knee and the left heel. And you're pushing that heel and pulling that knee to stretch that band. It's an energetic rubber band we have today. If you love a single knee down twist, you're welcome to shift and draw this right knee across the body. If this is too deep of a twist, stay in wind relieving pose. If you took the twist, gently unwind, coming back to center. Squeeze the right knee in one more time, and then stretch the right leg out long. Pause for a breath. And then our last big stretch. Left knee comes in, right leg pushes away. Really, really squeeze the left knee in, push the right heel forward. And then you've got the option of drawing the left knee across the body to take that single knee down twist. Blocks are a great prop for this if the ground is very far away. And if you're twisted, gently come back to center. Squeeze that left knee in, push the right heel long. And then release the left leg out as well. And whatever it is that you need for your Shavasana today, feet up on the couch, legs up the wall, bolsters, pillows, wrap up like a burrito, whatever you need. Get yourself situated, as my mother used to say, and start to settle down. Returning now to your breath. Returning to a state of softness, but maintaining your curiosity here. Get curious about what changed in your body today. Get curious about your breath, how it shifts and moves. Maybe you get a little curious about a shift in your mental perspective. Maybe you tried a new shape today, or you deepened a shape in a way you hadn't done before. Maybe you get a little curious about what's happening in your heart center or with your feelings or emotions. Maybe you brought something a little bit heavy to the mat with you today, and maybe it shifted. Whatever you've been contemplating, bring that curiosity back to your breath and use it to deepen the inhales and the exhales. So bringing a little more air into your body and exhaling a little more completely. And as the breath gets deeper, sweep the arms up and overhead and reach the whole body long. Point and flex your toes, walk the hands up and away, big shifts, big breath. And eventually that movement is going to bring you to a space where you want to finish practice. Maybe that is still laying down. Maybe you don't shift from there today. Maybe you stay. Maybe you really want to come back to a seated shape. That works. Whatever serves you in this moment. I'm going to laugh at you all right now because every time the instructor gives me the option of staying laying down in Shavasana for the final part of class, I stay. I'm not moving. I'm good right here. Wherever you are at, my loves, palms of the hands come together right up to the center of the forehead, ajna, the third eye, for clarity of thought. To the lips, vishuddha, the throat chakra, for thoughtfulness and speech. And to anahata, the heart center, for consistency in our actions. It is my divine, distinct, delightful wish that you all stay curious about life, about yourself, about growth and the world and all the things. Stay curious, my friends. Thank you for sharing space with me today. Namaste.